Is Battlefield still Battlefield? Recently, a lot of people are questioning the identity of the Battlefield franchise. Many of them are indicating that Battlefield isn't the same as it was 10 years ago with Battlefield 3 and 4 and so on. Therefore, many within the community assume that the Battlefield franchise is going through an identity crisis, not knowing what their actual target audience is. But I think that's not the case. The Battlefield franchise isn't going through an identity crisis, because it already adapted to one, and it's simply the wrong one. Just hear me out. Before the release of Battlefield 6, I already noticed some changes during the presentations, the betas and the leaks, that Battlefield was trying to get the attention of the Call of Duty community, and that it slightly started to change elements and gameplay mechanics in favor of the COD community. So basically, a codification of the Battlefield franchise. And now that the honeymoon phase is over within the Battlefield community and everyone's starting to think rationally again, I thought, why not looking at this theory in detail again? This video isn't about who's right or wrong though, or whether you should have fun with BF6 or not. It's just my point of view with the current situation of Battlefield. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think the most obvious and most discussed topic regarding the codification are the maps. The maps in Battlefield 6 are way too small for the regular Battlefield experience. And by the way, codification doesn't mean that Battlefield is adopting everything from Call of Duty, like trying to be a one-to-one copy. The codification refers to specific elements and aspects that are influenced by the COD formula, such as the maps, which are not an exact copy of the 6v6 maps of Call of Duty, but designed so small and tight that you have almost the similar feeling by playing on them. And this was noticeable even during the beta. Oh, I still remember the backlash I received when I pointed that out.
It's a beta, that's why maps are small, and the game is not for COD players. How are people this stupid? This is beta and they gave us their smallest maps. You all are making up a problem in your head that doesn't really exist.
Battlefield 6 players are pretty upset about the map sizes that we got at launch. Battlefield 6 players are annoyed at the current
What do I have to do to make people fucking listen to me?
Just as a comparison, sure, small maps have always been the case in Battlefield, but what matters is the amount. And according to current comparisons, Battlefield 6 has one of the smallest maps in the entire franchise, whereas 2 of the released 9 maps are infantry only. And again, just as a comparison, Battlefield 5 has also 2 maps out of 20 that are only infantry. And even the bigger maps of BF6 aren't actually that big either. The layout of Firestorm and Mirak Valley are so linear that it almost feels tight again. The maps of BF6 were designed for close quarter combat, which is obviously in favor of the COD players. Fast action, direct confrontation, and tight space. And space is the perfect word for the next topic. I swear to fucking God, I never thought that I would experience any kind of claustrophobia in the fucking air. The amount of neglection that the vehicle gameplay got in BF6 is actually almost a violation. The amount of bugs, the strange hit wrecks, the little and sometimes even non-configuration of the vehicles, the absolute chaos of balance issues, especially with the fighter jets. I just have the weird feeling that the vehicles and all around the gameplay were designed with the intention of saying, yes, we have vehicles, but we never mentioned balance and proper engagement. The vehicle gameplay in Battlefield 6 just doesn't get enough love. The amount of neglection for balance, the poor engagement on the tight maps for tanks and small boundaries for air vehicles, the lack of configuration compared to previous titles, and the amount, with some of them even being available on both sides, makes it obvious that vehicle gameplay was not one of the highest priorities during development. The major focus was most definitely more on infantry. And speaking of infantry, the codification went so deep that even a whole class is based on their playstyle. Now every class has a responsibility in Battlefield 6. The recon is supposed to spot and take out key targets. The support provides the own mates, the engineer takes out enemy vehicles and repairs their own, and the assault does fucking nothing. And no, don't you even start talking about this anti-infantry guy. Stop pretending like Assault is the only one who can take on infantry. Right now, having the spawn beacon, the Assault is some sort of pathfinder now. But it was created with the intention of being a front berserker. The Assault only got the beacon because many started to complain after the beta that the Assault was kinda useless. Having stims that make you run faster, the Assault ladder to climb obstacles, and the ability to carry 2 primary weapons makes it kinda obvious that the Assault is actually the COD-class. The most useless class variant in any battlefield if it wasn't for the spawn beacon. Cause killing infantry has got to be one of the most embarrassing decryptions for any class in Battlefield. Even more embarrassing are the changes in the gameplay. In previous Battlefield games, you always had some kind of penalty whenever you were sliding, like being unavailable to move for half a second or slide slower than you run. Now you can use it to pretty much fly over the map. Same strange behavior do we have with the parachutes. It feels like being in a vacuum whenever you open them. Literally same as in Warzone. And how can we forget about the sweet spot mechanic, huh? It is actually a Battlefield 1 thing, I know that, but it gives you the possibility to one-shot people with a chest shot within a specific range. So basically one-shot kills that we know from Call of Duty. In Battlefield 1, DICE had the excuse of saying we want to encourage people using bolt-action rifles as it was more common during World War I. But what is their excuse now? As you can see, Battlefield 6 does not copy Call of Duty 1-1, but it takes inspiration and combines it with the core foundation of Battlefield, which is absolutely fatal, because that's how you ruin the identity of a franchise. And if that still wasn't enough, and if you don't believe me, let's take a look to the UI and the strategies of EA, shall we? Especially the main menu, which speaks more COD than Battlefield. We have the same terrible Netflix-like UI, the same stupid double XP tokens that start to expire as soon as you activate them and not when you're actually playing in a match, the exact same operator system from MW 2019, same type of stupid challenges, same battle pass system, even with the same bonus battle pass, and same overpriced bundles, with the exception of Battlefield not having any celebrity skins. Yet. Oh, and not to mention the major intentions of EA making this game. More focus on progress, useless ranks, a similar type of skill-based matchmaking, and stupid and boring unlocks to make the player base to play this game for as long as possible and not to play for fun. As I said before, Battlefield 6 is the Battlefield version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. A Battlefield game designed comfortable for the Call of Duty community, trying to keep its core Battlefield community. And that's where we are right now. This is the identity crisis everyone is talking about. And no, for the record, this is no hate against the COD community or everyone who's enjoying this game right now. I'm just mentioning the obvious. COD turned into Fortnite and Battlefield is trying to be another Call of Duty. From an extreme point of view, if I could say so. And therefore, any concerns about the future of this franchise are all justified. Now let me know what you think about this whole identity crisis of Battlefield and what you'd like to see to change. Now with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I thank you for listening and I'll see you in the next video.